So as I'm getting used to being back after our world travels, I decided it's the perfect timing to stop procrastinating and start my YouTube channel, where we can grow together as filmmakers. So let's get into what I learned while traveling the world for 11 months with cinematography in mind. So I know, we've all been there. You get inspired by people from all around the world, and you know exactly that this is what you want to do too. So you start researching and you spend hours, even days, just trying to figure out what pieces of equipment you need to get the results you want. You keep on questioning the equipment you already have and try to figure out if it's going to be worth it to spend the extra dollar to level up your production value. So let me dive into the equipment I used for my purposes as a solo filmmaker with no idea on what kind of climate and conditions I'm going to face. So let's talk here. As a solo shooter, it was my main priority to get lightweight gear that I can carry around by myself and get the shots as quickly as possible. I also knew that everything needs to fit in one backpack at the time. As we were traveling around, we had to have a second backpack with all the equipment we didn't need on a daily basis. But today, I'm going to be focusing on the day pack that I had with all my gear inside of it. I knew I wanted to capture our environment on land, in water, and from an aerial perspective. I also knew that I had to get by without a steady internet connection for days. This also made a good backup solution crucial for my work. With this in mind, let's take a look at my travel backpack. I choose to go with the Wandrd 31-liter backpack, which in my experience is a very rugged, super high quality, and big enough backpack to fit all my essential pieces of equipment and even have some spare room for some clothing if needed. Another argument was that I wanted to have a backpack which wasn't obvious to be a photographer's backpack. I didn't want to show the people what I might be carrying inside. Another argument was that I could throw this backpack on the ground without having to worry about any damage on the outside. So what I usually would do is just lay my backpack flat on the ground and already get access to all the essential pieces of equipment that I might need. So I can just open this and have everything accessible for me right here. So let's get into what I'm actually using. I use the Mavic Air 2S as my main drone, together with the controller and the Fly More bundle, which gives you 2 more batteries. One of my go-to lenses that I carry around with me all the time is my beloved Canon 72-200 2.8 L series lens. I love this lens for many reasons. One of them being that this lens is capable of a very nice compression of the image, and it's a workhorse too. I bought this one secondhand and it still serves my purposes 2 years after without any doubt. So this comes with me almost all the time, together with the lens I'm shooting on, which is the Canon 16-35 2.8 L series lens. And these 2 lenses in combination give me a very high range of different scenarios that I can cover without having to bring more lenses to the set. As you can see, there's still 1 spot left, which I use for the camera that I'm shooting on. I will leave the links to all the products that I am currently using in the description below. So without moving my backpack, I get a quick access to the upper portion of the backpack itself. So when I open the quick access, I can easily get out one of my favorite pieces of equipment, because I am a big fan of being organized and I love to have everything in one place. This pouch really gave me a good feeling because I always knew that everything in here is well organized and quickly accessible. So this pouch was essentially here for all my accessories, such as a small little case for all my cables I needed on a daily basis, my Rode VideoMic Pro shotgun microphone, my Polar Pro Variable ND screw-on filter, my step-up ring to be able to use the filter on both of my lenses without having to buy 2 pairs of filters, a small pouch for all my SD cards and the adapters for my micro SD cards, spare parts for my drone in case I need them, an extra pair of joysticks for my drone controller in case I lose them. Also, I was carrying my variable ND filters from Polar Pro for my drone, a Peak Design bag with essential accessories such as the clip-on part for my Peak Design clip on the backpack and an adapter to use it on my other tripod. Another very important piece of equipment that I tend to lose a lot is my microfiber lens cleaning towels. I have 3 of them in my backpack, so even if I lose one, I still have 2 spare ones. I use them in the front part of the pouch because it has a very soft inner lining, that also wouldn't scratch any of my filters in case I need to swap them out quickly and just put them in the front here. I try to have everything in padded zip pouches, such as this one, where I carry my external hard drive, which is a 4TB version that I was able to use on a daily basis just to back up my footage and empty my SD cards. I also try to have all my batteries in the same place, so if I get to the border control, I can easily show them all of my batteries. This one contains all my batteries cleaning set in case I need to clean my lenses or my camera sensor. So this one comes with me all the time. I also carry my GoPro in here. This is the GoPro Hero 11 that I use for underwater shots. And this is also one of the most important pouches because of my recent purchase, this beautiful piece of equipment. I hope you can see it. This is a 3 battery charger for my Canon LPE6 batteries, which is capable of charging via a USB or USB-C cable, and also gives you the chance to see the level of the batteries. I didn't have this device while traveling, so I always had to charge my batteries for an hour or two and only get 1 battery charged. So this cost me a lot of trouble, and I wish I had this piece of equipment earlier, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find it in any store. I had to order it online, which I did as soon as I got back home. Part of that, I do have a dual battery charger for my GoPro batteries, and also the charger that comes in with the Flymore case from DJI, where I can charge all my 3 drone batteries one after the other and not having to change anything. For my GoPro, I have 1 bag that I was actually able to carry everything I needed as accessories inside here. I also had 3 ND filters, a floaty that enabled my GoPro to float on the water, the stick that I use for almost all my shots on the water, and also I had something to attach the GoPro to my surfboard if I wanted to. I was also carrying a 16-inch MacBook Pro that I could easily fit into the upper portion of this backpack inside of here, which gave me the possibility to also add another iPad or even a 13-inch MacBook Air. Another thing I really liked about this backpack is the hidden zip that you can access from here. I was using this to storage some extra money in case my wallet got lost or stolen. One of the most valuable pieces of equipment that I own is by far this piece right here. This is the clip I can use to lock my camera on the shoulder strap of my backpack, which gave me quick access to my camera whenever I needed it, and it didn't come into my way while I was trekking in the mountains or just walking through cities. It was always a very secure way to store my camera and always have it accessible to me. So let's talk tripod. I was using this Wandrd tripod, which costs around 80 bucks. This is a piece of equipment that my brother bought 6 years ago. I was just too cheap to buy a tripod and instead just took this one with me. The benefit is it is very light and compact, but it wasn't sturdy enough to carry my camera with the big lens in front, so it was always tipping down. I couldn't really use it, and it was a big pain to always change the bottom mount plate of my camera to actually be able to attach it to this tripod. So this cost me a lot of time, and sometimes I was just carrying the camera on top of this tripod, which wasn't really good and didn't give me a safe feeling. So this was so frustrating. The first thing I did when I got back home was buying the Peak Design travel tripod, which is so much better, and I really highly recommend to getting a better tripod than just something like this, which actually just costs energy every time you want to use it. And the main benefits of having the Peak Design system is that you can easily swap the camera between your shoulder strap mount and the tripod without having to change anything. So this will definitely be something that I will use more in the future. So let me focus on the 5 most valuable pieces of equipment I was using or I wish I had earlier. Number 1. As I already said, this clip is a must-have and I'm always carrying it with me. Another piece of equipment that I would never leave at home is this tech pouch. It is super lightweight, durable, and gives me the possibility to have all my accessories ready and in one place. When it comes to audio, there is only one piece of equipment I carry with me all the time, which is my Rode VideoMic Pro that I can easily attach to my camera and gives me great audio every time. When it comes to charging my camera batteries, I made the mistake for a whole year. Don't make the same mistake as I did and just buy something like this beforehand. Trust me, you will use it and you will love it. When it comes to the right exposure for your videos, there's one thing I never missed, which is my Polar Pro Peter Mckinnon edition 2 to 5 stops of ND filter, which is variable and has a 1/8 of mist applied to it. I use this filter all the time and it worked fine for me. I didn't really need to have the 6 to 9 stops of ND filter, so that's the one filter I was carrying and it worked 95% of the time, which is a must-have in my opinion if you're shooting video and you want to expose your videos correctly. I honestly want to thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. It's actually my first YouTube video and I'm pretty nervous to share that with all of you, but I was thinking about doing this for a long time now and I finally had the courage to just stand in front of the camera and actually do what I wanted to do so long. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it and if you have anything that you learned out of this video, I would love to know that in the comments. And of course, if you can subscribe, this would mean the world to me. So thank you so much, have a good day and see you in the next one.